Ever wondered how Norway, a country with a population smaller than most major cities, became one of the wealthiest nations in the world? The answer is as intriguing as the question. Norway's economic success is a fascinating tale of strategic decisions, serendipitous discoveries, and a commitment to the welfare of its citizens. At the heart of this success story is the discovery of oil in the North Sea in the late 20th century. This black gold transformed Norway from a relatively modest economy into a global powerhouse. But the story doesn't end there. Norway didn't just strike it rich and call it a day. Instead, they invested their newfound wealth into a sovereign wealth fund, a visionary move that has continued to fuel their prosperity for decades. So, how did Norway manage to achieve such a remarkable economic growth? Let's delve into the history to unearth the secrets behind this success. Once upon a time, Norway was not the economic powerhouse we know today. It was a nation largely dependent on fishing, shipping, and agriculture. In the early 20th century, Norway, a land of fjords and mountains, was largely rural, with a significant portion of the population engaged in farming. Fishing also played a significant role in the economy, with the country's vast icy coastal waters teeming with cod, herring, and other marine life. Norway's maritime tradition extended beyond fishing though. Shipping was another key industry, with Norwegian merchant vessels traversing the globe carrying goods from one port to another. Despite these industries, the country faced economic challenges. Norway was not a wealthy nation. Many Norwegians lived in rural areas, working long hours on farms or in fishing boats to eke out a living. The country's rugged terrain and harsh winters made farming difficult, and the fishing industry was vulnerable to fluctuations in fish populations and global market prices. Furthermore, Norway's economy was heavily dependent on foreign trade. This made the country vulnerable to global economic trends and shifts in demand for its exports. When the world economy faltered, so too did Norway's. In addition, the country's population was growing, and it was becoming increasingly difficult to provide for everyone's needs. There was a growing urgency to find new ways to sustain the economy and ensure a better future for all Norwegians. Education and healthcare were other areas of concern. With limited resources, the government struggled to provide quality education and healthcare services to its citizens. Many Norwegians left the country in search of better opportunities elsewhere. But as we'll see, the late 1960s ushered in a new era for Norway. A discovery that would transform the country's economic landscape. A resource that would not only fuel Norway's economy, but also enable it to build one of the world's most extensive social welfare systems. Then, in the late 1960s, Norway's economic trajectory took a dramatic turn. In 1969, Norway struck black gold, oil. This marked the beginning of a new era for Norway's economy. This was not just a lucky find, but a seismic shift that catapulted Norway from a primarily maritime and agricultural economy onto the world stage as a leading oil producer. The discovery of oil in the North Sea was like hitting the jackpot for Norway. But it wasn't just about the immediate influx of wealth. This momentous event represented a long-term opportunity for economic growth and stability. The Norwegian government, recognizing the potential, took proactive steps to ensure that this valuable resource was managed wisely. Instead of allowing foreign companies to come in and exploit the resource, the government established a state-owned oil company, Statoil, in 1972. This ensured that the profits from the oil boom would stay within the country and contribute directly to the national economy. The immediate impact on Norway's economy was dramatic. There was a surge in employment, particularly in the oil industry, leading to increased household incomes. The country's gross domestic product shot up, marking a period of unprecedented economic growth. But the government didn't stop there. They understood that oil is a finite resource, and that relying solely on it for economic stability would be short-sighted. They needed to think long-term. So they introduced policies to ensure that the oil wealth would be used to develop other sectors of the economy. This included investing in education, infrastructure, and research and development. The aim was to create a diversified and resilient economy that could withstand the inevitable fluctuations in oil prices. The government also implemented stringent regulations to protect the environment from the potentially damaging effects of oil exploration and production. Sustainability was a key consideration, reflecting Norway's commitment to balancing economic growth with environmental stewardliness. But Norway didn't just squander its oil wealth, it made a strategic move that would secure its future. The oil boom was not just a windfall, but a catalyst for economic transformation. And as we'll see in the next scene, the ingenuity didn't stop there. In 1990, Norway made a bold decision. It established a sovereign wealth fund, aiming to secure wealth for future generations. Yes, you heard that right. Norway was looking beyond the horizon. The idea was simple, yet profound. They decided to save a large portion of their oil revenues instead of spending them. The country established a sovereign wealth fund, also known as the Government Pension Fund Global, which today is the largest of its kind in the world. Imagine a piggy bank, but on a colossal scale, where you put away a portion of your earnings today to reap the benefits in the future. That's what Norway did. They locked away their oil wealth, not for a rainy day, but to ensure prosperity for future generations. But how is this fund managed, you might ask? It's quite fascinating, really. The Norwegian Central Bank operates the fund on behalf of the Ministry of Finance. The fund is invested in international stocks, bonds, and real estate. By spreading investments across a wide range of assets, Norway ensures that it doesn't keep all its eggs in the oil basket. And what's the role of this fund in Norway's economy? Let's put it this way. It's like a safety net, a buffer, if you will. It helps to smooth out the effects of fluctuating oil revenues on the economy. It also provides a source of revenue when the oil eventually runs out. But that's not all. This fund also contributes significantly to Norway's high standard of living. The interest and dividends from the fund's investments are used to finance public services, infrastructure, and social welfare programs. It's like an annual bonus for every citizen, contributing to their high quality of life. So, you see, it's not just about hoarding wealth. It's about strategic planning, prudent management, and long-term thinking. It's about securing a prosperous future not just for the present generation, but for those yet to come. This fund is the cornerstone of Norway's economic success. But there's more to the story. Norway's economic success isn't just about wealth. It's about how that wealth is distributed. This Scandinavian powerhouse has honed a system that places its people at the forefront, ensuring that the nation's prosperity benefits all. This model is the crux of Norway's social welfare system. Imagine a society where everyone has access to free education, from primary school to university. Picture a nation where healthcare is a universal right and not a privilege. This is the reality in Norway. Education and healthcare are just two of the many facets that the social welfare system covers. The government also provides unemployment benefits, pensions, and child benefits, to name a few. But how does Norway fund such an extensive social welfare system? The answer lies in the country's oil wealth. Through the Sovereign Wealth Fund, Norway invests its oil revenues into global stocks, bonds, and real estate. These investments generate income, which is then funneled back into the country in the form of social benefits. The success of this system is evident in Norway's commitment to economic equality. The country continually ranks high on the Equality Index, which measures how evenly wealth is spread among a nation's population. Norway's Gini coefficient, a statistical measure of income inequality, is one of the lowest in the world. This commitment to equality isn't just about distributing wealth, it's about creating opportunities for all Norwegians regardless of their background. It's about ensuring everyone has the same chance to succeed, the same access to quality education, and the same right to healthcare. This commitment is what contributes to Norway's high standard of living. It's important to note that Norway's model isn't perfect. There are challenges like any other system. However, its focus on people, on ensuring everyone benefits from the nation's wealth, sets it apart. This is the secret behind Norway's economic success, a combination of resource wealth, strategic management, and a commitment to social welfare. So, what can we learn from Norway's economic story? We've journeyed through the transformation of Norway, from a modest economic landscape to a prosperous nation fueled by the oil boom. Its strategic foresight in establishing the Sovereign Wealth Fund, ensuring the oil wealth is not squandered but invested for future generations, is a lesson worth emulating. We've also seen how Norway used its wealth to foster social welfare and economic equality, creating a society where everyone benefits from the national prosperity. It's a model that demonstrates how a country can successfully manage its resources and share its wealth, creating a balanced and inclusive economy. In a world where economic disparities are often the norm, Norway's approach offers an alternative narrative, one of strategic planning, sustainability, and commitment to social welfare. Norway's economic success is a testament to the power of strategic planning and a commitment to social welfare. This is Mr. Explainer. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please comment, like, and subscribe for more intriguing economic stories.